This is a lobate ctenophore, a comb jelly. The colored lights that we're seeing are caused by the comb rows on the body that propel it. When white light hits them, it breaks the white light up into its spectral colors, and we see blues or greens or reds. They're very fragile animals, but they're predators and pretty effective.
Would you say this is possibly the last great environment for us to explore? The place where we're going to find something pretty exciting?
It certainly is. When you consider that we have explored less than 1% of the vast volume of deep water, it seems almost inevitable that there's a great many things we haven't yet found, haven't yet seen.
This animal is still beyond our grasp. We have an idea how it moves, an idea how it sees and hides, and now I've even peered into its sanctuary. But these are just fragments of a perplexing jigsaw. And just when I thought there were no more pieces in the box, the best piece of all was trawled up in Australia. A fresh and complete specimen, now in the hands of Dr. Mark Norman at Melbourne University. This is what we've been waiting for.
We recently had a rush of giant squid, so in 1 year we ended up with 3 coming in, and all of them were caught in deep sea fishing nets off Tasmania in around 800 metres of water. Where we were lucky was that these animals were actually captured live, so they'd come up in the nets really fresh. They were put into coolers and ice chests and brought back to Melbourne for study.
This is fantastic. It's on TV, but it's extraordinary, alien. It's no wonder that these monstrous creatures inspired 1,000 legends. But I was going to get even closer.
All octopus and squid have got 8 arms around their mouth. The difference that squid have from octopuses is they have 2 really long shooting tentacles, and this is a tentacle from a giant squid. This one came from an animal that was about 10 metres long, but the biggest one that's known is 18 metres, of which the tentacle was like 14 metres of it.
14 metres?
And so 2/3 of the length of these giant squids are these giant tentacles that they shoot out to grab their food with.
Yeah, I mean, grabbing the food is immediately apparent with these serrated teeth on each of the suckers here, isn't it?
The suckers have these little rings with sharp teeth all the way around that really help grip onto the prey when they shoot out to grab fish or squid.
From looking at the body structure of this animal, what can you learn about its hunting strategies?
It gives the impression that it's something like an ambush sort of hunter. It lurks in the background of schools of fish or schools of squid, or sits in dark water waiting for a burst of light as some poor animal's been attacked by a bigger animal, and having seen that light with its huge eye and its really well developed sort of eye lens, it would then shoot out this giant snapping claw to grab onto the other predator.
But there was still one more secret the autopsy revealed, a startling clue about their sex life.
This is the arm from an adolescent female that came in with all of her skin on, and it was in this skin that we made an amazing discovery, the remains of sperm packages that the male appears to have injected into the skin of that female's arms.
This really is weird sex. Why aren't they introducing the sperm into the female sexual organ?
I think this sperm storage shows us that these animals have a solitary existence, and it's a rare encounter that they come across a member of the opposite sex. If you do, then you make the most of it by grabbing some sperm then and saving it until you need it when your eggs are ready to be used, and then she pulls this sperm out to fertilise her eggs.
Next question is, how is she going to do that?
I think this sort of raises more questions than answers. We don't know if she uses her beak to peel back the skin, or whether she uses the suckers to peel the skin open, or whether the sperm will migrate to the surface when it's time for the eggs to be fertilised. But there's still many unanswered questions.
The giant squid isn't an X-creature. It's one of zoology's last great teases. It's so close. A highly evolved specialist, a predator big enough to tear us limb from limb. It snatches its prey in the darkness, stealthily moves to its next meal or to a chance meeting with a mate, and yet we hardly know it. The giant squid remains an enigma. It exists outside modern science. Somewhere, out there in the dark depths of our oceans, lives an animal we simply don't know. We've trawled for it, We've dissected the occasional one. A few lucky people have even seen it, and yet it still lurks beyond our knowledge, and that's so exciting. But then one day, maybe one day soon, we'll sink into the alien realm of this mysterious kraken and solve its secrets. Someone will come face to face with the real giant squid.
Coming to sea, we've accumulated more observation time underwater than anyone else in the world, and one of these days we'll run across one of those guys.
I think one day we may be lucky enough to see one of these things live in the natural environment, and that would be absolutely fantastic.
There are several colleagues of mine that are actively pursuing these animals in the wild, and if we're lucky, we may be able to come back with images in the next couple of years. At least that's the hope.
We're on the trail of the Loch Ness Monster tomorrow at 4 o'clock on UK. Stay with us on UK Horizons. Carol Goodman is acting all mysterious. Next.
My name is George Spicer, and I'm the director of a firm of London tailors.